YouTube. Welcome back to the cab of the M6. It's almost short. This is going to be the longer video for that. We're disking this place here. It's got a bunch of hog damage. It's so rough you can't really mow it. Which is why we're doing this. Because I told the man that owns it I wasn't mowing it no more because it was too rough. It's just part of good soil stewardship, land stewardship to keep the place up anyway. But I understand that it's hard to get ahead of the wild hogs, especially like this place is, where nobody really lives here. And I mean, somebody comes and checks it, I guess daily probably, but pigs will get used to that. And they'll just stay out of sight until you make your rounds, and then they'll come in and tear it up. Gear, if I can stay in the seat. The faster you can go, the better it does as far as the disking goes. If you like this kind of stuff, think about subscribing to the channel. I appreciate it. It don't cost you nothing. I don't know if it shows up on the video or if you can hear me just grunting from bouncing around, but this is rough, especially at 5.5 miles an hour. Y'all see that? There goes an armadillo. I guess we woke him up. Sorry if that made you dizzy. Got about 34.5 hours on the M6 now. 35.1 actually. So far I like it, I guess. I mean, I don't dislike it. But if there's one thing I'm going to complain about, because this is a power shift transmission and I like that part. But where the there's a buttons right here on the chair arm, seat that's or whatever. My billfold, or not billfold, but keys and stuff that are in my pocket sometimes downshifting for me when I don't want to downshift. It was really aggravating yesterday. It did it quite a bit. Today I put my keys in my other pocket, which means I probably won't be able to find them when I need to get them. But at least it ain't making that downshift anymore. That beat was it downshifting. Apparently, my leg is big enough to make it downshift by itself without having to have keys in my pocket. See the before now that you've seen the after. Well, maybe this isn't exactly the after. This is more like the during, because there is more after this. so much. Dogs are pretty smart creatures. They learn pretty quick that the patterns and all that stuff. So that's why you can pretty much, you know, you might catch a few here and there in a trap, but once you trap a few, they remember it and they don't come back. So they're hard to trap, at least consistently, unless you've got one of those fancy cell phone controlled ones, which would do me no good where I am at, because no cell phone service. So we're kind of limited on what we can try that might work. By the way, if you think my cough sounds bad, you should have heard it a couple of days ago. I actually feel better today than I felt most of the week. And I did what? I was really tired last night. Went to bed about 10:30. Woke up at 2:30 and couldn't go back to sleep. Laid in the bed till about 4 and got up. And now here we are. It's 7:43 right now. I'm hoping to get this done before the rain comes, because they're calling, well, depending on what forecast you listen to. I've heard one that says 100% chance of rain, one that says 90, one that says 60. So at any rate, I guess maybe one of them will be right, but we ought to get some rain, which we need the rain. And if I can get this disc up and we don't get just a turd floater, it'll be perfect timing. The rain can help kind of pack this back down a little bit. Of course, the bad news is it does that probably we'll get some little piggies to come in tonight. But we're just doing what we can do. That's all we can do. Anyway, I think I'm going to stop y'all now. If you don't mind, really give me a subscribe. I've almost got 100 subscribers. I think I had 77 last time I looked, which was a couple of days ago. Sure would be nice to get to 100 and even 1,000. I'd like to get monetized at some point. Anyway, we're here in about 13 minutes or so. Hope you're all having a great day. Talk to you later.